Oh, hello again, friends. It's me, Mr. Prof, coming to you again from my son Jonathan's bedroom here in beautiful, sunny Santa Monica, California. And we have, speaking of sunny Santa Monica, California, we started here in the new year a new unit where we're talking about the weather, about what the weather is like outside our house. We talked about how to describe the weather and to record what we see. And here are some words. I wanted to give us some special words that we're probably going to need as we go forward doing this. Let me see if I can share my screen. It didn't work that time. Sorry, Mr. Prof is really out of practice with this. Okay, you should be seeing my screen. And you should be seeing, this is our word wall, our word wall of weather words that we're going to be using. And the first word for our word wall is actually this word right here, weather. This is the word weather right here. And you know it's weather because it starts with a W, right? Weather. And when we talk about the weather outside, we're talking about a bunch of different things. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it windy? Is it rainy? Is it sunny? Is it snowing? So that's the word weather, weather. And last time we talked about what a meteorologist is. Wow, that's a big word. And we know this is the word meteorologist because it starts with an M, right? Meteorologist. And a meteorologist is somebody, a scientist, who studies the weather, who knows a lot about the weather. Sometimes if you watch the news, there'll be a weather man or a weather girl on the news and they tell you what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. Sometimes that person is an actual meteorologist, is a scientist. Here are some other words that we're going to need to know. This is the word, wow, there's a lot of big words here, but that's okay. Component. Component means a piece or a part, right? A car has a bunch of different components in it. It has tires and brakes and things. Well, weather has components too. There are many things that make up the weather. The components of weather are, well, let's talk about them. One of the components is this, temperature. This is the word temperature right here. And we know this is temperature because it starts with a T, right? So one component or one part of weather is the temperature. Is it hot? Is it cold? How hot? How cold? And there's a device that we can actually use to measure the temperature outside our house. And that's called a thermometer, which is what's in this little picture right here. So the two kids holding the thermometer are telling us about this first component of weather, temperature. All right. Here's another component, moisture. Moisture. We know this is the word moisture because it starts with an M. Moisture. Moisture is about water, particularly the water in the air. You know, if rain is falling, that's a kind of moisture, right? The rain that's falling is water falling through the air. That's one kind of moisture. Snow, believe it or not, is moisture as well. Snow is just frozen water. So snow is a kind of moisture. Fog. If you've ever gone outside and it's really foggy, the reason it's really foggy is because the clouds have come so low to the ground that you're now actually inside it. And you can see the moisture. You can see the little floating bits of water in the air. Clouds are a kind of moisture. Puddles on the ground, moisture. Another component of weather, and this one's a little harder to understand, air pressure. Air pressure. You know, the room that you're in, the space around your body, it looks like it's empty, but actually there's air all around you, right? And sometimes that air sort of pushes down on you harder than it does other times. Sometimes there's more air pressure pushing down on you than normal. Again, we're going to get into that a little bit more later, but air pressure is another component of weather. All right, so there's actually a song that can help us remember the different components of weather, the different parts of weather. I am going to try to sing this song. I am not very good at singing. I do not have a very lovely voice, but I'm going to do my best to sing this song with you. And it's called What Makes Weather. And I think my little cursor is actually a little sun. What Makes Weather song. Okay. And it's going to talk about the 4 components of weather, the 4 parts that make up weather. Don't laugh now. Weather has 4 components, components that work together, making weather. All right, not the best. Temperature is number 1, changes because of the sun. Temperature goes high and low, making weather. So there we go. Temperature is the first component of weather. Moisture is the second thing. Rain, snow, clouds, and fog it brings. Moisture is water in the air, making weather. So there we go. That's the second component, moisture. And the song said it perfectly. Moisture is the water that's in the air. All right, third component. Blowing winds is number 3. Moving airs, it sways the tree. Warm and cold air that combines, making weather. So there we go. That was the third component of weather, wind. Now, the fourth and final bit. Here we go. Air pressure, it is the 4th. Pressing air down on earth. Pressure can be high or low, making weather. Yay, I did it. So there, in that song, we learned the 4 components, the 4 parts that make up weather. Temperature is number 1. Moisture is the second thing. Blowing wind is number 3. And air pressure is the 4th. Temperature, moisture, wind, and air pressure. The 4 components. All right, so there we go. We survived that. We survived my singing. Now, here is what you are going to do. Stop sharing. There we go. You can see me now full screen. Yesterday, we filled out our very first page in our meteorologist notebook. We went outside. We looked at what the weather was. We drew a picture that showed what the weather was. We tried to add some words on the bottom. Today, you're going to do the same thing. We're going to fill out page 2 in our meteorologist notebook. So you're going to walk outside. You're going to take a look at the weather. You're going to feel whether it's hot or cold. You're going to feel if the wind is blowing. You're going to see if it's raining. And then on page 2, you're going to go ahead and, just like you did yesterday, draw a picture of what the weather is like outside. Add words, label. You can have a grown-up or an older brother or sister help you with the spelling if you don't know how to spell the words. But you're going to fill out day 2 in your meteorologist notebook. When you're done with day 2, just like always, you're going to take a picture of your work and you're going to send it to me or Miss Dana. All right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, junior meteorologists, you know what to do. If you have questions, reach out to me or Miss Dana. We'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise, get to work. Good to see you again. Prof out.